Hi, everyone. We're here at the January edition of the Metals Investor Forum. We're with Brad Langille, who is president of GoGold Resources. Brad, thanks for being here with us.
Oh, thank you, Peter.
Appreciate it. Let's jump right into it. You certainly at GoGold have some big news recently. That's your feasibility study on Los Ricos South. Maybe you can tell us about some of the highlights of that study.
Yeah, I think one of the highlights about it is that it is a definitive feasibility study and a front-end engineering design. And what that means, the front-end engineering design goes beyond even the final feasibility part of it, where, bid packages were put together on a lot of the components and sent out for quoting and bidding. So it's really quite definitive, quite detailed. Now, some things are, it's a bulk underground mine. Average widths are 11 meters wide, diluted widths, long hole mining, very, very productive. 2,000 ton a day mill, very conventional mill, cyanide, agitated cyanide plant. We produce at the end a doré bar with gold and silver, and 355 million NPV for Los Ricos South. And of course, we have our Los Ricos North that will follow that. That's at a PEA level at 413 million. So, yeah, it's really permit in hand. We're ready to really production decision and build.
Right.
So,
excellent. The project suggests that you're going to have quite low all-in costs. Maybe you can tell us about how you get there and why that's important.
Where we get there is because it's so wide. It's 11 meters wide and about a diluted grade of about 340 grams. And that's what really makes the costs low. Good recoveries, around 90% recoveries. And selling doré instead of selling a concentrate, which has a lot of extra charges on the concentrate before you get paid. But I would say it's grade, it's efficiency of mining that gives us costs in the first 5 years of around a little over $11 all in sustaining.
Wow.
And then for the mine life of the underground mine, it's which is like 12 years, it's around $12 all in sustaining costs. And that would be, some of the better all in sustaining costs in the business. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
And what does payback look like? The payback period?
Well, payback at we use consensus pricing and an average of 3-year look back. So that's about 2330 for gold and 2680 for silver. Payback is right around 2 years, and a little shorter if you use obviously spot price. At current commodity price, in the first 2 years, after tax, we generate about 240 million. So, that goes really de-risks the project because we get so much cash really in the first 2 years. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, I think you alluded to this a little bit earlier on, but feasibility study, maybe you could just elaborate a little bit more, but it's really beyond quite well beyond normal detail. And what advantages does that give you?
Yeah, it's risk reducing.
Okay.
And I mean, Peter, I've been in this industry now for 32 years, and we do our PEAs first, and a PEA is plus or minus 50%. Right. And pre-feasibility is plus or minus 25%, and this is plus or minus 10% of accuracy. We're waiting for a permit, so we had the time. And it's best practices anyway that you would do this level of study before you invest $227 million of our shareholders' money. So we use that time to best advantage to do a real detailed study, and again, even beyond feasibility, front-end engineering design. So now we're ready to move to the execution phase. And in the execution phase, you're building, but you're always doing detailed engineering as you're going along as well. So we've done things as well. We've already made some payments. We're very convinced that this is going ahead. We put down $2 million US on our power. We've secured 14 megawatts of power, and we're building a 36 kilometer power line from a hydro dam. And the great thing is that's on existing right-of-ways. So there's no negotiating for land rights or anything like that. Nothing really to slow us down. 24 months to construct, another 6 months to get up to full commercial production. And, we want to move where, many of the analysts would say we're trading at about a 0.3 to
Right.
NAV right now, net asset value of the
Mhm.
company. We believe, many of the analysts would believe that, there's the potential to move more towards like a 0.6
Mm.
of NAV, 0.5, 0.6 with a permit.
Right.
I think Mexico's suffering a discount
Sure.
because there has been a lot of noise around permits.
Absolutely.
But we've only been waiting 2 years. I mean, there's other jurisdictions like the one we're in Canada where we
Right.
wait a lot longer. So we're not too fussed about it. And
Absolutely.
we're pretty convinced we're going to get that permit soon.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that a re-rate is in the cards on that basis, but also, getting that much closer to production,
Yeah.
and given the kinds of deficits we're looking at in silver, it's a very
Mhm.
small world. It's a small space,
Yeah.
and I think that the market's gonna pay attention, and certainly
Yeah.
gives you potentially a lot of upside.
Yeah, and we've built before.
Right.
We're builders. We've bought before, we've built before, we've sold before, we've explored and found lots of ounces, and
Mhm.
we've done the whole gamut. We're not scared of building a mine.
Sure.
Our operating mine has been operating now for over 10 years,
Mhm.
and our Perel tailings retreatment project. We're now we're producing about 2 million ounces a year. It's working really well. Free cash flow at Perel on site is like 1.5 million US a month right now to 1.8. So it's nice having that cash flow coming in that can pay all your G&A.
Right.
It's paying all the work we're doing right now. That feasibility study, which is very detailed, cost 4 million US
Wow.
to get there.
Sure.
So it's great having that production. And we see production 2 million ounces a year per hour at Los Ricos, especially in the first 5
Mhm.
years, showing adding about 7 million ounces
Wow.
production. And then if you look at the PEA, which is a lower level study, and there's
Sure.
more work to be done
Sure.
there, but that is projected to add about another 8 million. So that would be quite something. You talk about supply, and that's, then you're talking about 15 to 17 million ounces a year. And I saw your presentation today, and I agree with you. Looks like we're entering maybe tight on the supply side.
Right.
And if we have that tailwind, that's great. If we don't, it's a high margin project,
Sure.
and we can withstand a pullback. But I think it's going to go the other way myself.
Absolutely. That level of production in silver is going to put you in a very exclusive club.
Right.
And
Yeah.
again, I think that anyone who's looking for that level of production in that range, is going to have to pay attention. And I
Yeah.
think the re-rating again is there's just so much upside there.
Yeah. No, we have a lot of great retail shareholders. We have a lot of great, who follow you, and we have a lot of institutional shareholders. And really, they like that we're going to be a high margin
Mhm.
project. They like that we're so close to production with a very detailed engineered project, and that we're ready to go and be the next mid-tier producer.
Exactly. That's a great overview. Maybe you can just tell us about the catalysts we can look for over the next couple of quarters.
Yeah. We're feel very confident that we should have a permit by the end of this quarter. All indications are there that we should have that. The other catalysts, obviously, are after that in the second quarter. We hope to be breaking ground.
Mhm.
We had 8 term sheets. We're going through those term sheets. There's so much interest in providing the project financing part of the project. We have 76 million US cash in the bank, and that's growing actually from last quarter. We're increasing our cash position from our revenue from production.
Mhm.
And so breaking ground, hopefully in the second quarter, we'll make that construction decision, break ground. We're also doing a little bit of exploration around Los Ricos South, where we feel that there's some potential to really add some exciting upside on the ounces. We have a few theories on that, and some of it's really based on old records of another horizon down below the mine and to the south of the mine potentially as well. While we're building this mine, we're going to keep on going on Los Ricos North. We want to have Los Ricos South full commercial production. We'd love to see Los Ricos North with definitive engineering and a permit by the time we're in full commercial production in the south.
Wow, a lot to watch for, a lot of things happening, and exciting times at GoGold.
Yes, certainly. Thank you.